The little sibling colonists have just punched the older sibling Parliament in the nuts in the form of the Boston Tea Party, and now they're sitting quietly in the room waiting for the retribution. And they were right, Big Bro was pissed, and they said, this aggression will not stand, man. We're gonna have to give you the full roughhouse omakase, headlock, noogie, purple nurple, stop hitting yourself, etc., until the colonists finally said uncle. British General Thomas Gage, who is in charge of things, said, I need 20,000 men to make this plan happen, to fully subdue the colonists. Parliament right back and they say, yeah, no, we're skint actually, and we don't want to do that, so get stuck in and sort it out then, yeah, okay. Dutiful General Gage sends 700 men and a colonel on some fair mere shit to go capture some armaments that belong to the colonists so that they cannot fight back or retaliate. But we all know the story. One, if by land, two, if by sea. The colonists spot the British regulars heading for Lexington, and they ride like the wind to go up and warn the people up in Lexington that they're on their way. Then there's a clash in Lexington, and not long after, the British regulars are able to kind of sweep aside the militiamen that were there. Eventually, the English regulars take the town of Concord, but again, all the supplies have been moved to the east side of the river. They do not make it to the other side of the river, and they're eventually repelled by all the people swarming in to kick them out. So they started this retreat, and they're heading back down to Boston. They're going down like one main road, and they're hauling ass. They're sprinting. They're trying to get back. Militiamen are showing up. They're taking pot shots from behind trees, behind walls, and whatever. The British are getting absolutely waxed. Around dusk, the English regulars start to arrive back into Boston, and they're just pouring into their garrison. This was an absolute nightmare for General Gage. Not only did he not complete his primary objective of collecting and destroying all of the colonial armaments, he got routed by a bunch of farmers and got sent packing all the way back to Boston. It was very, very embarrassing, and even though the casualties weren't massive, he could not afford to be losing troops. Worse yet, the colonists that just routed them followed them all the way back to their garrison and have besieged the British garrison in Boston. This is bad news bears for the Brits. But alas, help arrives. 20,000 men? No. About 4,000 men and 3 generals, John Burgoyne, Henry Clinton, and William Howe. So they arrive and they're settling in, and after just a few days, someone comes in and says, hey fellas, bad news. The colonists have taken up a very aggressive, threatening position just on the north side of the Charles. We should probably do something about it. Burgoyne and Howe go to Gage and they say, mate, relax, relax. We've got a plan. And Gage is thrilled to hear this because nothing he's doing is working particularly well. And they say, you know how it's like a scientific fact that militiamen cannot beat regular troops? And he says, yeah. And so, well, let's demonstrate this. Let's take a bunch of troops and make a full frontal assault on a fortified position just to show them that they can't possibly win. Gage, who knows that he really cannot afford to lose any troops, says, hell yeah, I'm in. So next week, we're gonna talk about the American victory at Bunker Hill.